Power has gone on to become one of the biggest franchises out there with 3 spin-offs to its name. But turns out, we are not done yet, because guess what? A new prequel series is on the way, and I couldn't be more excited about it. So, here is everything we know about Power Book 5 Origins. When Power ended back in 2020, I was left a little empty, to be honest. One of the biggest draws of the original show for me was the story of Ghost and Tommy's friendship turned rivalry. This relationship was at the center of the show, and it is for a good reason. The show never strayed away from showing the complexity of their relationship, and seeing how Tommy let go of his vendetta for Ghost was honestly a bittersweet conclusion to the show. But after that, seeing Tommy by himself in Power Book 4 made me feel like the show was missing something. Don't get me wrong, I like the show, but I just think that seeing Tommy without Ghost felt a little somber. I think I will have a lot of you agree with me on this. I wanted to see the friendship between Tommy and Ghost a little more. So when 50 Cent announced that we were getting a new Power show, I was excited, and when I learned that it was called Power Book 5 Origins, I was losing my mind. 50 Cent announced the show back in March of last year, saying, "You asked, I answered. Young Ghost and Tommy coming your way. Power Origins now in development." With a poster tease to go with the announcement. I think with spin-offs focusing on different characters, it will be a real comfort to return to our roots, so to speak. It will be a while before we get used to different, younger actors playing Tommy and Ghost, but once we are through with that initial awkwardness, we might end up getting the best Power show ever. What do you guys think? Are you ready to see young versions of Tommy and Ghost? Do you have any fan casts? Let's see them down in the comments. I expect the show to have a vibe similar to another 50 Cent production called BMF, considering that show is also about 2 young men starting their own criminal empire. BMF is an amazing show, so we can safely say that we are in good hands with Power Origins. But along with excitement, this announcement also brings skepticism as well. I love the dynamic between the main duo, but a prequel show can end up treading old ground. This is a big risk with a show like this. A lot of the other Power shows had the luxury of adding new characters, and thus, new dynamics. But Power Origins will rely on a dynamic that we are very familiar with. This familiarity is going to be its strength at first. Don't get me wrong. We know these characters, we already feel connected to them. But if Origins ends up using familiar storylines, we may end up bored with our favorite duo, which is something I definitely don't want. So even though there's a lot to be excited about, I can't say that this show has it easy. What do you guys think? Do you agree that treading old ground is a serious risk with this show? I would love to hear your takes on this, so leave them down below. Another point of skepticism I came across was the fear that the show didn't really have any stakes, considering we know a lot of the characters and their fates already. But I disagree with this. Not only that I think this show has the opportunity to become the main Power show if it plays its cards well. Think about it. We get introduced to a new character in this show, someone who we haven't seen before. What happened to them? Where were they during the events of the original Power? Then, this character starts popping up in the other spin-off shows. But when they appear in the other shows, you instantly realize the impact they are going to have. Each new character that Origins introduces immediately becomes important to the other shows. So while some think that this prequel show will lack mystery, I personally think that it can have plenty. Do you guys agree? Or do you think dealing with a prequel can end up killing the suspense in a lot of places? However the events within the show unfold, you guys know that I will be here to tune in. Aside from all the theories, I am just excited to see Ghost and Tommy be friends again. It honestly feels like it has been forever since we last saw them as good friends. There has not been any announcements regarding the cast or a release date with Origins, but if we theorize using the past spin-offs as reference, we should get Power Book 5 Origins before the end of the year, as the average time between announcement and the release of Power shows is usually around 16 months. So, get ready for a November 2025 release. But with no cast announced, it is difficult to stand by this estimation. One thing I know for sure is that we'll be getting more news in the coming months. So hurry up and subscribe to stay notified on Power Origins and other Power shows. And in the meantime, the videos on the screen may interest you.